Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this one, we're going to discuss why Ryan Coogler does not represent the Afro community. Definitely, damn for sure, don't represent Afro men. And how we can just start looking at Hollywood as the new neo Jim Crow. Okay. And we can look at it that it hasn't progressed, it's regressed back into some of the racist things that we become accustomed to as Afro men in Hollywood. All right. And this is going to be why they off T'Challa. Remember, they didn't bury Chadwick Boseman. They killed off T'Challa in the MCU, as they commonly refer to it. All right. And so when we look at this, T'Challa was a powerful icon and example for Afro boys to understand the strength that they can get by becoming wise and intelligent. All right. Here's the thing here, wise and intelligent. This dude run rings around Batman, Tony Stark, all of that. He's defeated the whole Avenger squad, and he has defeated the Fantastic Four. All right, we're going to discuss that in a minute. But let me greet everybody real quick, and we're going to get into why it mattered that they wanted to have T'Challa killed off. Understand this. And they understood that the black woman in America is okay with having the man, the Afro man, no matter how strong, how good he is, replaced by them. This is why you got a lot of brothers getting passport. They're waking up to this, to that we have no friends, especially not among them, that they seek to replace us, because no one would have their son go watch the new movie that they got out. And the people that followed the comic books or that went and started reading the Black Panther comic books, they see now the destruction of the strong Afro males in the MCU. All right, it has gone back to the step and fetch it, to the blackface era, and they're just doing it in a more slick way. Instead of replacing the Afro man with white actors in blackface, they're doing it with the women, the BW. All right, and even a woman said, "Why don't they give Shuri the Black Panther powers, all of it?" But people don't understand that Black Panther isn't a power. The Black Panther is who is in charge after a fight, the ascension. All right. And so let's get into this. Let me greet everybody real quick. Haborn Hardu Gudag, all the way to the bang. Vasas Los, bonjour, mes amis. Kedo Bawani Konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Habargani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. Okay. So, this down as we get this party started right, and we get it started quickly. All right, the Black Panther, or let's not say Black Panther anymore. All right, because the Black Panther we are referencing right now is T'Challa, right? And this is why they had to kill off T'Challa. T'Challa had the willpower, the mental intellect, and the wisdom to willfully wield the Infinity Gauntlet without any harm to himself. Remember, Tony Stark died, Bruce the Hulk lost an arm. All right, it doesn't corrupt him. T'Challa. All right, and so we're not talking about somebody that took this secret syrup or the plant and they became the Black Panther. No, the Black Panther is the person that in unarmed combat, without the enhanced strength of the herb, they win based on their skill to fight in the ring. period. All right. And so you get this. You get it now. It's the individual that had the fortitude to win. When Shuri got it, it was handed to her. And she wasn't considered worthy enough to drink the herb. All right. But the more frightening thing that the MCU had to deal with is the strength of relationship with the man at the head, with the marriage prospect, because remember the Black Panther, T'Challa, let's not say Black Panther anymore, but T'Challa married Aurora or Storm. All right, so I want y'all to think about that for a second. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this real quick. The feats of Black Panther, right? In this, y'all can blow it up, freeze it, whatever, right? He is able to wield Mjolnir because he's always been worthy. All right. See, the MCU left that out too. And there's an obvious reason that they did that. They wanted to curry favor with the white male audience, but the white male audience that know the comic books would have been okay with this. So why did they nerf him? Because these are things that the white male audience are pointing out, that he was nerfed. So why did they do it? See, what they're not accustomed to is that everybody was happy the way he was written into Civil War. All right. But Caucasian men wrote that in there and directed that. But when they want to betray us as Afro men, you know, they'll go get a sellout. All right. And this is my problem with Coogler. All right. Them double O's in them name, his name, it means something to me now. All right. They go get them. They will go find a black person that for money will destroy the image and the character of Afro men in perpetuity. They don't do the right now damage. They do the damage that will linger. All right. And so a lot of things that this that T'Challa was able to do was written out, and he was nerfed to the point that the women, you could argue the women were just as strong as him or stronger, right? And the first movie was garbage, especially when he had the men bowing down to the women at the end in worship of the women. Men that were more, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, right? But if you want to sell out the race, you go and you destroy the men, have the women think that they rule over the men, and then tell them not to reproduce strong men. And then what do you have? You have, like you have now, the destroyed Afro community. All right, now this is where we get into his intellect. This man invents a new science field. And this is to go with another science field that he invented to deal with vibranium. All right. Now, when you go and look back at the history of the United States, there was a lot of inventions like Eli Whitney. We talk about a lot of them. All right. I was a medical lab scientist for most of my adult life. And the AABB system, you know, the blood banking system, it was created by an Afro man. Open heart surgery created by an Afro man. All right. And so when you have this and you make a movie with a man that has this much intelligence, why then would you nerf it and make his 16-year-old sister smarter than him? This dude is creating whole new science fields. So he wasn't just beating people with brawn. All right. He had to beat Dr. Doom by creating new sciences. All right. He's up there with Reed Richards, Dr. Doom. He has surpassed Tony Stark. Remember, in comics, Tony Stark couldn't figure out his technology, but he figured out Tony Stark's technology. He at will was able to break into Tony Stark's technology, break into Tony Stark's suits at will. Okay, so why would you nerf the intelligence of an Afro man and then make him just about brawn, but don't explore how he used his brawn along with his intelligence? Why would Ryan Coogler do that? Okay, here's some of his other feats. He beat the Fantastic Four. All right. He beat the crap out of Submariner. And understand, it's T'Challa doing this. T'Challa beats Captain America on a regular basis. T'Challa beats Captain America on a regular basis. All right. And so, and we're talking about with brawn. He beats the Thing with brawn. All right. He beats Silver Surfer by getting close enough to him to put him into a lock that he can't get out of. All right. He beat the Silver Surfer again by using technology to siphon away his cosmic energy. So they had to fight man to man. And it was an easy fight for T'Challa. See, understand, I'm saying T'Challa beat all these people. T'Challa outsmarted all these people. What Ryan Coogler did was just highway robbery of an idea. And that is that in order to have an effective Jim Crow system in Hollywood, you have to have so-called black people participants that's going to help to sell out the rest of the community. And this is why I keep saying Coogler sold us out. And we discussed this again and again, how he does this. Now, on the fly, T'Challa, again, notice I said T'Challa, not Black Panther, created a device to take out Thanos. And if you read, he created it understanding that it would have killed anyone else. But he didn't suspect it would kill Thanos. Understand, he created this device on the fly in the middle of fighting him. All right, on the fly in the middle of fighting him. He created this device out of scrap. 2016 Ultimate issue 11. All right, and so the wielding of Mjolnir, and he discusses the character that he has and his ancestors had before him. All right, the wielding of the Infinity Gauntlet. All of this shows to his wisdom and just his mental fortitude in being a solid, upright character. Oh, and he beat the devil. He beat Mephisto. He did all this with cunning, wisdom, mainly with wisdom, intellect. All this was taken from him in the movie, and not only to mention his strength. It was taken from him in the movies. But why is this that every time there is a strong Afro male character in real life, or that was created in the comic book, by the time it hit the silver screen, it ends up being the sellout black person that robs him of his intelligence and his strength, and then try to elevate the female above him like it's a tribute to his mama, to tear down the Afro men. I want y'all to think about that. A lot of these dudes are so into the tribute of their mamas that they don't have a problem with tearing down the Afro men. All right, but keep this in mind. And I want y'all to think about this. And women need to think about it. Oh, everything came through us. No, everything comes from the man. If your dad, the person that put the seed in your mama, if he didn't do it at all, you would not exist. If he would have waited a week for all the sperm that he created to die out, you would not exist. Had he put it in another woman, that woman would then be your mom. But if your mom would have got with another dude instead of your dad, and something happened to your dad that he didn't release you, but she took on from another dude, then she would have been somebody else's mother. Your father would have always been your father, no matter which woman he put his seed in. But your mom, if your dad don't put a seed in her, you don't exist. This is for all you simple-minded and feminist. Period. That's the importance of the man that you're trying to get rid of, especially in the so-called black community. With that said, I'm out.